I know what it means to be alone for years. 7 years. I want to share a bit of my story. To finish campus, we all had plans. Things we could do. Alright, had plans. I already started high in London University of Tropical Medicine for masters. And my roommate, that we all were pastors in that room, called all of us at devotion in the morning, and he said, I had a vision overnight, and he said, I saw all of us walking in a vineyard, and when it was time and everyone were submitting their cutlasses, he said, you and I came to submit ours last, and the owner of the vineyard said, we still have 2 more years to work. So we separated ourselves, 3 days dry fasting, sought the face of God, and God said, stay with me in this land for another 2 years in fasting and prayer daily. So I began that 2 years. All right, because at some point we got to ask ourselves, how are we going to survive? We have men this. You know what that means? It means all our colleagues have gone for service, and they were uploading pictures. And after service, because I was the pastor, campus pastor, all right, the people you prayed for on campus, even your juniors have gone, and they are coming back to that same environment, and they are meeting you there. And sometimes when you go for their meetings and they preach, they are stylishly telling others how not to be like you. Because when you say except a grain of first fall down to the ground and die, you go, do you know what that means? No, you don't know reproach until you know that. Go and check, go to the mortuary, see how they treat dead bodies. You will wonder, there was a time this person was alive. Oh, they will put the person there on the slab. This is wash this, the nakedness is open. When there's death, there's shame, and it is part of the growth process. Tell me you are strong if you have not faced death. Do you know what it means to die? Not fainting. At a point where there is no form of comeliness, where people can almost write and put full stuff. How are the mighty falling? But that's when God is just inventing a story. And I remember in the midst of that situation, many times I will wake up in the morning and this one is saying, we have gone for lectures, we have gone to work, and I will be in the room and I will hold the window of the room and shake it. Lose me now, let me go. I'm not a lazy man. An instruction is binding you. You heard it. You can't see the one who said it, and you know you can't jump out because you have signed a deal. And sometimes you go for, and are you following what I'm saying here? What was I doing 2 years straight up? Fasting and praying 6 to 6, 6 to 6, 6 to 6. All right. What was I doing? One time I tried to teach, God said, resign, stay with me in the place of prayer. I will carry my Bible and dress with a briefcase like I'm going to work. Dress, tucking my shirt with tie. Are you following what I'm saying there? Tucking with tie. Carry my briefcase. What is inside? Bible, book, and Kenneth Hagin book or some other books I read. I will go and sit down. They already gave me a prayer room in the orphanage home. I will sit down there, study the Bible from this. By the time I'm done studying at night, when they are trying to done studying and praying, when they are now cooking for the orphans and the children, they will send one of them, go and give pastor his food. That is the daily bread. We go again the following day. Seasons where you know that you have a message but nobody's hearing it. If you talk to people in your circle, small people, everywhere is charged, but it looks like there is, God insisted the voice will not go beyond this. Because listen, God is not ready to export a voice of a man he has not matured. Are you following what I'm saying here? This thing, we want to jump out of obscurity. We better be careful. Be alone. Let God get you alone. Don't think. Don't argue. Just submit. It's difficult for many people. Okay, I give up now. What do you want? When will you be done? That's the question. When will you be tired? When will you discover that the race is not to the swift and this battle is not to the strong? When? Do you understand? The moment one relationship ends, before it ends, you already have somebody else in your mind as a replacement, and you don't waste time. When? And he rose up that night, and took 2 of his wives and 2 of his women servants and his 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the brook, and sent over all that he had. And Jacob was left alone. Jacob was left alone. Jacob was left alone. No media interruption, no internet, no phone calls, no disturbance, no friends, alone with God. You need it. You need it. For some of you, this is a call for a retreat. This is a call for a retreat. You are getting too many unnecessary notifications. So tag you. Check. You need it. Ask your neighbor, when will you ever be alone? When will you ever be without a woman in your life saying I love you? No relationship and nobody in view. Like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 1 year. Let me show you a scripture. James chapter number 1. I think, should I tone down? I can tone down. James chapter number 1. I want us to see something. The way I take Bible study, I believe Bible study is for bone breakers, so I'm a bit always very strong. Now look at it. James chapter number 1. Let's start reading from verse 3. James 1:3. All right, says, are you there? Are you there now? Said, knowing this, that the trying of your faith works what? Patience. The trying of your faith works what? Patience. But let patience have a perfect work. They call something patience. Now say let patience work. That's not funny. There's this movie I watch, Zootopia. This cartoon, Zootopia. In that Zootopia, there was a creature there. All right, that creature sloth. When that creature want to talk, say, you are. Have you tried to talk with people who are very slow? I say, how are you, Apostle? I don't have time. I know. Why are you shouting? This is not stammering. This is being slow and meticulous. So the Bible now says this is patience. Now say allow patience to walk. And this is not just walk. Let her have a perfect walk. If patience will walk, you will cry. But patience now need to do it meticulously. That is, when it's done, now say remaining the finishing touches. Meaning that if we cannot follow you if you have not true faith and patience. That is the real faith walk. There must be a testimony of a time you waited. Let me tell you something. It is not a walk of faith if everything is instant. How do we know Abraham was a man of faith? He waited. The moment you cannot wait, it is not faith. Let me tell you something. I was going to show you this scripture later, but let me show you now. All right, Hebrews 11:22. Let me show you that scripture. Hebrews 11:22. I'm going to come back to this issue of patience. Are you following what I'm saying? Are you with me? Hebrews chapter number 11 verse 21. Look at this illustration I want to give you. It says, by faith, Jacob, when he was dying, blessed both the sons of Joseph and worship, leaning on top of his staffs. This is a very serious passage. Let me give you an illustration. Do we have anything that look like a staff or a mic stand? Is there something like that here? I need something quickly. Do we have anything technical wise? Okay, that's a mic stand. I think it's doing a job there, but just find a way to bring it for me. I want to show you what this scripture means. For you to understand this, look at the book of Psalms 23. Are you following me? Are you tired? Sphere of light, are you tired? Somebody said he doesn't know how people are coping in this church. How your head is not exploding. It can't explode. You have a reservoir. We are just getting started. I said we are just getting started. God is investing so much in you for a reason. Look at what the psalmist said in Psalms 23. Psalms 23, all right, look at it, verse 4. Okay, help me make it straight now. I want to show you something. Psalms 23, verse 4. Look at what he said. He said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will do what? I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. What brings comfort? Your rod and your what? Staff. Let me tell you the difference. There's a clear difference. When the Israelites were before the Red Sea, when Moses was going to go and see Pharaoh, what did he carry in his hand? He said he has a rod. What did God say? Throw it down. The rod became what? Snake. Instant miracle. Before the Red Sea, sorry about the sea, the Red Sea parted. Instant miracle. All right. They need water from the rock. Eat the rock with it. Speak to the rod. He hit the rock. What happened? Instant miracle. Rods are instant testimony. Staff are those you will enter as a result of waiting. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't use staff for prestige. You use it for old age. The rod and the staff comfort me with that. The instant testimonies I get and the ones I learned through waiting. The one I entered through maturity. I waited on this thing. I did not see it. I went through a process. I got more than what I was waiting for. I got a man. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is, you began to trust God for your future husband. You waited. At the end of the day, you discovered that God was not just giving you a man, He was giving you a staff. So what happened? When the bones of Jacob was pulled out, he leaned on his staff. This one that is now coming from him is what he entered through maturity. The young generation have a rod. The fathers have staffs. When they speak from there, it is not just what is being released. This thing has first made a man. Oh God. Do you understand what I'm saying? The same Jacob, the active man, agile man, the guy now began. Right? What was he doing? He was leaning. When you see the same person who used to jump around now become so gentle, now become so calm, now begin to give advice to the next generation, he has found something. Are you following what I'm saying here? Say it again. When you read that scripture, you will read it differently. So comfort is not just going to come through instant miracle. The one you wait on God for, and it looks like God is missing, is still comfort. Say your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Guy, they comfort